meaning that the meaning of that is which? It's time. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I am al-dahr, I am time. And so he is taking an oath upon himself here. And what is he taking his oath? SubhanAllah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is grabbing the attention of the reader. That he is saying by loss. And Imam Hassan al-Basri, rahmatullahi alayh, he gives an example of selling ice. And this ice seller, he begins to explain, he begins to pronounce, he begins to declare, "O people, have your capital." In other words, he's saying, I have nothing to sell anymore. I have no means of livelihood. And so Hassan al-Basri, he saw the immediate connection between the statement of this man and our condition, our situation of mankind. And he thought to himself, what is this capital that mankind has? What is our asset? For example, our lives, we cannot get back that which we have lost in our time. And we earn our income and we earn our earnings for the day. And we use that money to do what? We spend with it. We spend upon ourselves, we spend upon our families. Some of us may invest our money in order to seek a return, in order to increase our status and our situation in this dunya. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put and barakah on our assets. But yet, if we were just to take that money and save it away, as some people say, you lock it up and hide it. Our pious predecessors used to make this statement. We're not spending it, we're not investing it. So what happens is, every year like clockwork, what do we all do with our money? Every year, once a year, we give our zakah. And so if we don't spend, then that money has stayed stagnant. It has not grown, it has not increased. And so we give our 2.5% or 1/40th of that in zakah. And suppose another year goes by and we don't increase that money. And another instance of zakat will come upon us. So as you can tell, it doesn't take a mathematician to figure it out. Over time, eventually, that money will all be gone and will not have benefited personally. It will not have benefited those around us other than the recipients of zakat. So the barakah in our investment is that when we grow this money, we get a return from this money. So similarly, when we look at time, how do we invest our time? Do we look for a return, and are we looking for the best return on our time? Some may seek the dunya by using their time by working hard, earning investment at the expense of their akhirah. And others, they focus on the akhirah at the expense of their dunya. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created us to live in this dunya, to benefit from this dunya, but at the same time be mindful of our akhirah. And so there should always be balance in that which we do. In the hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, in fact, actually, before I get to this hadith, going back to Surah Al-Asr, so people are thinking, we are at loss. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He follows us up with an istithna, He follows us up with an exception. He says, illa. Illa means except. And what does He accept? الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ. Alhamdulillah, those who believe, they will not be at loss. And those who do good deeds. He qualifies this. Meaning, it is not sufficient for someone to simply be a believer and to avoid the state of finding themselves in a state of loss. Rather, they must use their time doing good deeds. And so these first two qualifiers, Iman and Amal Salih, these are personal acts of worship. We have our tawheed, we have our belief in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And we do good deeds, our salat, our qiyam, our sawm, our hajj. These are all personal ibadat that benefit ourselves in the sight of Allah and will help us on Yawm al-Akhirah. But the second two qualifiers come next. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He says, وَتَوَاصَوْا بِالْحَقِّ وَتَوَاصَوْا بِالصَّبْرِ. The word tawasul, it comes from the same root meaning as the word wasiyah. And wasiyah translates roughly as, oftentimes we all pay, it's a will. When we die, we write a will and we delineate our assets to those who are our heirs. But the word wasiyah is actually more of an advisement, a directive. meaning that the reason we refer to wills as wasiya is because upon our death, we are giving a directive to our heirs, so that the executor of our will may fulfill our wishes, which is to give our heirs their due right, and also that a portion of our wealth may be allocated to those things that we wish to have as a sadaqah jariyah for us, for instance, to charities, or to other people who are not our heirs. And so, this tawassul, this advisement, is in this situation, this context, is saying that we should advise other people bil haqq, with the truth. And the Mufassirin, they write that haqq here is actually in the context of doing good deeds. So we encourage people, we incite people to follow the truth and by way of doing good deeds. And then the second advisement, the second tawassul is the sabr, that we be patient. And again, the Mufassirin, they say the sabr is a specific kind of sabr. It is that which, when we face this temptation of committing sin, this temptation of performing evil acts, that we're patient in the face of those. Because the enticement of shaitan is constant. It's constantly poking at us, to make us do things that are against the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And so in those, when He's giving us those invitations, those incitements to do evil, we show patience. We show patience. We show patience. And so, the word sabr has an interesting meaning. The root, and if you look at the etymology of the word sabr, it actually comes from the meaning of to withhold oneself. And so, when shaitan is inviting people to do evil, we are advising people to hold back, to step back, and take a moment to reflect on what it is we're being invited to do. Is it something good, or is it something bad? Is it something that pleases Allah, or is it something that displeases Allah? Is there benefit in it for us in this life and the next? Or is it something that is futile and useless, both in the dunya and in the akhirah? So this advisement, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is taking the qasam upon His own name, al-qasam, is that we take a moment to reflect on those things we're about to embark upon. And that we should take a moment to step back and think about how are we effectively using our time. Is our time being used in these four manners so that we will avoid loss? Not just loss in this dunya, but loss in the akhirah. And so Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he gives a little bit of mention of time and how we should utilize our time by way of an indirect manner, though this hadith is well known. عن ابن عباس قال قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم اغتنم خمسا قبل خمس. He says, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he says, take advantage of 5 things before 5 other things. And he enumerates them. Number 1, shababaka qabla haramika. He says, your youth before your old age. وصحتك قبل سقمك. And your health before your ailment, before your sickness, before your health wanes. وغناك قبل فقرك. And your wealth before your poverty. وفراغك قبل شغلك. And your free time before you become preoccupied. وحياتك قبل موتك. And your life before your death. In other words, time in the best manner possible. And at that time we should do it is in the time when we have the best ability to do so. Because when we are young, when we are healthy, when we have the funds and the finances, when we have the free time, and we have the life and the stamina and the tawfiq, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying take advantage by way of wasta of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Rasulullah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us that we should take advantage of our time when we're able to. Let's take another worldly example just to hit home on this point. For those of you who work, when you get on payday, you look at your paycheck and you're happy, but then when you look at the itemization, you get sad because you see all the taxes that were taken out. And one of those taxes is what? It's Social Security. And so, without getting into the merits of Social Security, let's just talk about ideological perspective of it, the idea being that when you're young, when you're youthful, you work and you earn and you pay taxes and you invest in the Social Security, or you could call it a retirement fund for those of us that have those as well. And so we're paying into that while we're able to work, while we are young, while we have the health. And then as we age and as we get older, we eventually hit retirement age, and what happens? We start collecting that Social Security, we start collecting those retirement benefits. But no one here would disagree with the fact that nobody thinks that it's a good idea that when you're 63 years old, suddenly you start paying Social Security, and that you invest in retirement when you're 3-4 years away from retirement. Rather, a good investment plan is to invest when you're young, so that those funds can grow, so that when you need them, you're able to benefit from them. Because if we do it the opposite way, the funds might not be there, they might not have grown enough. Or perhaps some say we might be afflicted with akhirah, performing the Hajj. And what do you see? It's dominated by the elderly. Why is that? Have we all forgotten that we should take advantage of our youth? We should take advantage of our youth to come to the masjid, so that we can establish good habits of praying in the masjid. We should take advantage of our youth by giving sadaqah, so that in our old age we have this habit of continuing that. We should take advantage of our youth and go and perform our Hajj and our Umrah, so that we have the stamina and the health and the strength to perform the rights that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala prescribed upon us in the best of manners. And so, when you think about it, we do the exact opposite of what we do in the dunya. When in reality we should be mirroring what we do in the dunya. And that is, we invest when we're young so that we can derive the fruits of our labor when we are old. And it's interesting because some people might say, well, I have a lot of important things I have to do when I'm young. I have to take care of, I have to educate myself, I have to pay my bills, I have to buy a house, I have to get married, I have to raise my children, I have to buy X, Y, Z things to raise my children, I have to educate them, I have to get them married, and so on and so forth. So by the time I'm free of all those things, I am already old. So how do you expect me to do all these things when I'm young? But Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he gives a very interesting advisement to us. And a hadith narrated from Abu Musa قال سمعت النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم. He heard the Prophet of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. غير مرة ولا مرتين, not once, not twice. This is an idiom meaning I didn't hear Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam saying what he's about to say, not one time, not two times, but many, 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 many times he said this, over and over and over. I heard it so many times. And what did he say? إذا كان العبد يعمل عملا صالحا, is that when a person, a servant of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, is in the habit of doing good deeds, when he's in this habit of continuously doing good deeds, فَشَغَلَهُ عَنْهُ مَرَضٌ أَوْ سَفَرٌ, and suddenly he becomes, meaning he doesn't have time to do the amal salih anymore. He's run out of time. That's what Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is indicating. So he's unable to do those good deeds that he was always in the habit of continuously doing. So what happens to this person? كتب له كصالح ما كان يعمل وهو صحيح مقيم. Subhanallah. It's written for this person in his book of deeds. All those acts that he's missing out on now, that he was in the continuous habit of performing, all of those acts, despite the fact that he's no longer able to do them, they will be written for him during that time in which he is sick, and during that time in which he is suffer. Subhanallah. What an amazing investment. We take advantage of our youth and we do these good deeds, and when we get old, we keep getting them, despite the fact that perhaps we're unable to do them anymore. Subhanallah. In other words, when we are young and healthy, we should invest in our retirement just like we invest in the retirement of dunya. And so, the main takeaway from this is, well, mashallah, many of us I don't see anyone that's so old that they're not able to take advantage of this. Mashallah, there's a lot of energy in this Jumma. So let's take advantage of our energy, let's take advantage of our health, and be able to do those good deeds and get in the habit of doing those good deeds so that our time will not be wasted. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله ولكم فاستغفروه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I have a couple of very important announcements. One is about the most of confusion around what is Rahul, what is the Biha, and all that kind of stuff. So we have a program tomorrow. It's between Maghrib and Isha. Tomorrow, Saturday, inshallah. We have experts coming from New York, and they are experts. They've been doing it for years. And they are just doing it for Jazakallah, just for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So please come join and take benefit. If you have questions, you can ask your questions. They have new members to know as well. It's very important that we feed our kids halal and tayyib food. And then the second announcement is, as you know, we've been working on the expansion of this masjid, inshallah. So as part of the process for expansion of masjid, we had been, and the second one is called County Road. And they want us to park on the designated spaces, not somebody who will come and observe and do whatever they need. Next few Jummas, we'll be praying here, right here. That won't change. But we have to park proper on the spaces, not the way we have parked right now. We will park in this lot, we will park in that lot, we will have all the volunteers here who will help you, direct you. Please you cooperate with all the volunteers. We have a certain limit, 90 spots we have in this parking lot and 40 spots we have in that parking lot. So we will have to cut it once the lots are full, and you might have to, just hang around, don't block anyone's entrance or roads. Option is in the parking lot where that grocery store is, the shopping center where shoppers is. That's the best place to wait. It's just 15. Second Jumma is 2:30. English lecture will, as I said, will start at 2:30, and the third Jumma is 3:45 p.m. inshallah. We will have police here too, and all the volunteers will be here. So please cooperate with them. Jazakallah khairan. Assalamu alaikum.
أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمد رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله
المرسلين والصلاة والسلام على رسول الكريم وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله وصلى الله عليه وسلم وعلى آله وأصحابه. يا أيها الذين إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر. وعن ابن عباس قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم اغتنم خمسا قبل خمس شبابك قبل حرمك وصحتك قبل سقمك وغناك قبل فقرك وفراغك قبل شغلك وحياتك قبل موتك. وعن أبي موسى رضي الله عنه قال سمعت النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم غير مرة ولا مرتين يقول إذا كان العبد يعمل عملا صالحا فشغله عنه مرض أو سفر كتب له كصالح ما كان يعمل وهو صحيح مقيم. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله لي ولكم فاستغفروه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهدي الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له ونشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أرسله بالحق بشيرا ونذيرا بين يدي الساعة. من يطع الله ورسوله فقد رشد ومن يعصهما فإنه لا يضر إلا نفسه ولا يضر الله شيئا. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل على محمد عبدك ورسولك وصل على جميع الأنبياء والمرسلين وعلى المؤمنين والمؤمنات والمسلمين والمسلمات وبارك على محمد وأزواجه وذريته. قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم أرحم أمتي بأمتي أبو بكر وأشدهم في أمر الله عمر وأصدقهم حياء عثمان وقضاهم علي وفاطمة سيدة نساء أهل الجنة والحسن والحسين سيدا شباب أهل الجنة والحمزة أسد الله وأسد رسوله. اللهم اغفر للعباس وولده مغفرة ظاهرة وباطنة لا تغادر ذنبا. الله في أصحابي لا تتخذوهم غرضا من بعدي ومن أحبهم فبحبي أحبهم ومن أبغضهم فببغضي أبغضهم وخير أمتي قرني ثم الذين يلونهم ثم الذين يلونهم. عباد الله إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون. فاذكروني أذكركم واشكروا لي ولا تكفرون.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن محمد رسول الله أشهد أن محمد رسول الله. حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح. قد قامت الصلاة قد قامت الصلاة. الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله.
الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر.
الله أكبر.
الله أكبر.
الله أكبر.
الله أكبر. الرحمن الرحيم. ألم نشرح لك صدرك ووضعنا عنك وزرك الذي يسرا إن مع العسر يسرا الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله
أكبر.
الله أكبر.
الله أكبر.
الله أكبر.
الله أكبر.
الله أكبر.
الله أكبر.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. جزاك الله خير.